Power 93.7 WBOK, the People Station. Your boy Still About Money, plugging you into another edition of the 716 Spotlight. And I love it when I meet people and I might not get what they do, and then like a little while later, I get what they do. Well, this is one of those men, all right? Ology.
What's going on, man? What's popping? Right. What's popping?
I said it right. I mess up names on a regular judge-free zone. My Hooked on Finance don't come in until Tuesday, so don't judge me. But what you can judge is how dope you are on this mic. Man, I was so impressed by some of the music you sent me. And you sent me a lot of music. One that actually stuck out and rose to the top for me was Narcos.
Yeah, a lot of people like that, John. A lot. Actually, before I released it, I sent it around to a couple of the homies, and they were all like, "Yo, you gotta drop this, John. That's the hardest. That's the hardest thing you came up with. Like that hook is fire, you know." So they're really hyping it up. So I played it actually for the first time on a show that I had, and everyone was wilding out. It was super fun.
Now, how old are you?
I'm 22.
And you're from West Seneca?
Yeah, I grew up in West Seneca. Yeah.
Okay. Now you look like a nice kid, right? Where that gutter come from in this flow you got there, young man? Where's that come from?
Well, like I was talking earlier, my father actually is kind of funny. You know, it's weird how it kind of came from this, but my dad used to kind of make me go to church every Sunday.
Won't he do it?
so I grew up around a lot of like inner city kids because we went to church over on the west side, over Our Lady of Loretta. I think that parish closed now, but I was never really into the whole church scene, but I met a lot of kids from that area, so it kind of, you know, I guess brought that part.
Some of that soul rubbed off on you.
Yeah, some of that soul, that inner city sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Now, how long you been writing music?
I think the very first time I ever sat down and actually tried to really write a song or like write a rap was I want to say I was like a freshman in high school. Around that time, like my 8th to 9th grade summer, I kind of started really getting into the pen and the pen work and stuff.
So when did people start to notice, like, man, you actually got something? You could actually make some coin doing this. Like,
I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Like, I was clowned on in high school for rapping. People did not support it. You know, my 9th grade year, I released like my first. You know, I've always recorded myself. I've never went out to a studio. I never paid anybody to record me. So early on, it was obviously really, really rough around the edges. I had a lot to learn and everything like that. So, you know, I could see maybe why some people were like, you know, this is trash. He ain't got the sauce. But it wasn't actually up until recently when I was out of high school, probably maybe a year or two ago, where I kind of started seeing people following the SoundCloud. People were starting to reach out to me and be like, yo, like, you're dope. And then, you know, some people from high school that were like kind of low-key clowning were now kind of like, oh, like, yo, you got a nice sound. Like, what happened? Like, so
perseverance and dedication.
That's facts, bro. I just kept going and kept going. I didn't listen to any of the haters. That's number one, bro. Everybody's got haters, bro. You cannot listen to the haters, bro. If you got haters, that means you're doing something right.
That's a fact.
Somebody's jealous about what you're doing because there's something within themselves that they're not doing. You know what I mean?
Very true.
So yeah,
I like that. I like that because, like, I like the fact that you didn't let the haters stop you.
Yeah.
Because haters will try. They'll try because they can't live their dream. They try to kill you from living yours.
Yeah.
I had haters too. When I first started this process of luxuriousness, you know how many bald-headed women told me not to grow my hair out? Still, you look terrible with dreads, Still. Don't do it, Still. Now I'm luxurious, and they don't have no edges. But that's not the point. The point is, we never gave up on our dream, right?
Yeah,
I had a dream of luxurious hair. You had a dream of that killer flow. And it brought you here to this point,
Of
man.
course.
Now, what does that feel like to have people change on you, where they're like, oh, I doubt it, I don't see it, and now when they actually look at you and they can see, like, man, you really something on this microphone.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good, honestly, but you know, sometimes it shows you a little bit, you know, like how I don't want to say necessarily fake some people could be, but you know, you kind of got to watch out for some people. Some people don't have like the intentions that you think they have, you know what I mean? So, but it's cool, you know. I try to just look at it in a positive manner. You know, it's like, you know, maybe they didn't see the vision early on, but now they see it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I try to look at it.
So what does Ology bring to the hip hop scene that we lacking right now?
All right.
Other than that flow you got, because you got many flows.
Yeah. I've definitely be jumping around a lot. I'm very versatile. I'm a super versatile artist. If you know, go, I just released an album called Nothing New, and there's a lot of you know, I got some really heavy stuff on there where I'm just kind of like you said, I'm going real hard with the flow, and then I got other ones where I'm really melodic with my voice, you know. So I'm not really afraid to step outside of my comfort zone, and just kind of show people that you don't have to be put in a box. You know what I mean? If you wanna rap like Sheck West and just be screaming and go crazy, you could do that. But you could also maybe hop on a Drake flow and get a nice little, you know, give us something for the ladies,
ride the wave,
ride the wave a little bit. So I got a lot of stuff like that where I'm kind of all over the place, you know.
It's not easy to make that transition too for a lot of artists, where you could sing on one song, be a little melodic, spit them hot bars, be real flow heavy. Like, how do you manage that? How do you? It seems, because it doesn't sound like you trying to sound like anybody else. Sound like it's all part of your arsenal. So
and I actually really appreciate that too, because you know, that was always one thing that I was really kind of aware of, where I was like, you know, I don't want anybody to think that I'm kind of trying to like jack this person's flow or you know, take something from other people. Obviously, I get inspired by a lot of different stuff, but I think it was, you know, I grew up in a super musical household. My dad, you know, he played the drums, he played the piano. Growing up, I played I took cello lessons for a while. I got a drum set in my basement. I could play the guitar. If there's any guitars on my track, I recorded it myself and played it and stuff. So I think it really honestly all comes from that, where it's like I grew up with such a wide range of musical influence that it just kind of came natural to me to be able to just kind of jump around like that. You know, it kind of sounds weird, but it's not really something I feel like I have to manage, basically. It's just kind of natural, you know? That's
really dope. Now, having that influence of your parents or your father being into music, I assume they support you.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I couldn't thank them more for that, because I know there's a lot of kids out here who have like a really, you know, they really dream about this stuff. And there's a lot of parents that are like, yo, you know, this is not it. You got to get a job and you got to do this. And, you know, it's not like I wasn't making money, didn't have a job and stuff too. But, you know, my parents are really supportive. You know, if I have a show, they'll come out to that show. They'll you know, I had my dad at the last show and we're all wilding out to Narcos. And my dad was like, you killed it. You did a great job. And it's kind of funny because it's coming from a guy who, you know, he still goes to church. He plays church music and does all that stuff. And he'll still come through and he'll, you know, show out for me. So I appreciate it. And my mom's an amazing singer too. So I think that's kind of where I get, you know, I've never took singing lessons or nothing like that, but I think just kind of where I'm able to kind of, it's all by ear,
you
know.
It's by your DNA.
Yeah, it's kind of in my DNA, I guess. You know, it's kind of, I can just tell if I'm singing out of key or if I'm, you know, if it's not it, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's super dope. Now, what's the project? Where can they get the project at?
All right, actually, the project's released everywhere. I just recently, you know, started trying to push my music on Spotify and everything, because I've been on SoundCloud for the past, you know, couple years and stuff. And, you know, I started seeing the numbers grow a little, and I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I was like, you know what? I need to kind of branch out. So you can get my music on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Google Play, literally everything out there. It's on every single store, yeah. And I'm actually gonna have hard copies too. I just made like 100 or 200 hard copies. They should be coming in soon. So I'm gonna be trying to, you know, sell those and stuff like that at shows. Yeah.
Now tell people where they can find you on social media. Your Instagram, your Facebook, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. Instagram and Twitter, both Ology716, OLOGY 716. And then Facebook, same thing, Ology716. If you want to find my my personal page, you could just look up Russell O'Shai and you'll find me, and you know, we could connect there hopefully.
Now, what's one of the hardest things you think it is for a local artist to really get, let's say that real audience, for people to really pay attention to them and take them serious in music?
Man, that's a really good question. That's a really good question. It's I don't even know if I figured it out. You know what I mean? To be honest, because, you know, if you go on my SoundCloud, I really only have like, it's like almost 200 followers. It's like just under 200 followers. So it's like, even for me right now, I still almost don't feel like that I've gotten to be able to get a local feel of like a local buzz kind of, you know what I mean? So shout out to you for, you know, for bringing me up here and stuff, because hopefully it'll help a little bit with getting the local people onto my music and kind of seeing where I'm at with it, you know what I mean?
Well, I hope so. I like to pride myself on being a cuss of the scene here, huh?
Of course.
And I like to be there before things really take off for people.
Yeah.
And if you keep moving how you moving, I don't see how it can't take off for you.
No,
I was really impressed by your range in your music. I was really impressed by the soul and the feeling behind it. So, man, the sky's the limit for you, man. So I appreciate you coming out here and chopping up with me. The next 2 weeks, man, it's all about you. Front page of the app, front page of the website. We support our people here. That's what we do.
Hey.
Any last words, anybody? Any last words?
Man, I just want to give a huge shout out to anybody who supported me from here. Basically, you know, obviously my family and everything. And shout out to my boy Tommy Royal. Shout out to my boy Lux Too Wavy, because, you know, I do produce like just about all my own stuff.
Yeah, because I forgot to mention that you do your own beats and all that too. And engineer yourself and all that.
Yeah, I do. I record everything. I built a home studio in my room and everything. You know, it costs a lot of money to do it. I did it as professional as I could. But shout out to Tommy Royal and Lux Too Wavy, because literally, you know, they they taught me everything I know about making beats. I mean, obviously I had to do things on my own and figure it out and be able to learn, but you know, they really were a really, really big part in me being able to fulfill what I wanted to do with music, because I really take pride in being able to do everything myself and kill it on my own. So shout out to them for real, because they helped a lot.
Super dope.
And my boy Luxu Wavy, he lives with me, so you know, he's actually down at court right now. He had a little him and Tommy Royal, we had a little scuffle on Friday night, so they down at the courthouse right now trying to take care of that. So hopefully everything goes well with them.
Judge free zone.
Judge free zone for sure. Judge free zone.
I appreciate you coming out, man. I really love self-made people, man. The people that can go in there and be that whole factory themselves. You know, you make the beats, you produce, you engineer yourself, you spit the bars, you write the bars, you sing the hooks. Like, that's super dope, man. Thanks. And keep being you, man, because I'm telling you, it's gonna pay off.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that a lot.
Next 2 weeks, man, it's all about boy Ology, man. Hey. Well, it's still about money. Well, here's my last 2 cents. Chase the dream, not the money. Dream it, believe it, put God first, and achieve it. You know the steal. Mama on the radio.